And finally, to our special segment, Resurgent to Africa. Amid the coups and the crises, there are many positive stories from Africa that often get overlooked, but not on this show. A school in the Misrata city of Libya has been empowering several displaced children who fled from their homes in Sudan due to the war. The conflict in Sudan has led to a humanitarian disaster with millions displaced. But some refugees have found a safe haven in Libya, where parents are able to send their children back to schools so that their education can continue as the children reconcile with the realities of war. Our next report gets you all the details.
A school in the northwest Libyan city of Misrata has restored hope for many displaced children from Sudan. These children have had to flee their homeland after a war and a famine disrupted their lives. Sudan has been grappling with the war that erupted in mid-April 2023 from a power struggle between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces. The war triggered the largest displacement crisis in the world, driving more than 10 million Sudanese, or 20% of the population, out of their homes. Finding routes to escape the conflict has forced many people to find safety in Libya, where they now wish to continue education for their children that was halted back home. The Al-Takamul School in Libya's Misrata teaches Sudanese curriculum to the students. Many of the students in this school have been studying for nearly 2 years. The school currently accommodates about 512 displaced students. In recent months, it has seen an increase in demand from displaced children. This is because the displaced families are unable to afford the high tuition fees of Libyan schools or that of private schools. One such story is of Sama Mohammed. She escaped from Sudan with 6 children through an illegal route. Although not easy initially, she has now found a job at the school where her children also study.
Thank God. I am very, very happy that we arrived safely after the suffering we endured in the desert. My second goal was education, and thank God I got a job at a school. I offered them my services, and thankfully, they agreed to let me work with them.
The Al-Takamul School also provides education to children with special needs or those that are psychologically affected by the war.
A large number of children are experiencing psychological stress due to the trauma from the war. So we started working on social integration support and building their self-confidence to help them recover from the impact of the war. Many of these children have come from the war in Sudan, and thank God they have found a good environment here. We are working with them to help them move beyond the difficult phase they were in.
Mohammed is a child with special educational needs. He suffers from psychological issues, involuntary urination, fear and loss of appetite due to the war. His mother has now enrolled him into the Al-Takamul School in Libya after she was unable to find an institution that could help her child with special educational needs.
They used to study in Sudan, even those taking higher exams, and they attended the best schools with good levels of education. But now, due to the circumstances, many have dropped out. I have a lot of Sudanese products that I make, sell, and market to help them. Right now, I'm supporting Mohammed because he's the most affected among them and his situation is special.
There are several more parents like that of Mohammed who are pulling in all the resources they have to get their children back to school. The Sudanese community in Misrata is also putting up an effort to make the lives easy for those fleeing from the conflict.
We are trying as much as possible to provide them with the simplest forms of a decent living and to ensure our children receive education so they can continue their studies.
After the horrific experiences that these children have suffered, schools like Al-Takamul in Libya are becoming a space which gives them a glimpse of normal life.